Sounds kind of.
Are we in 1996?
I mean, yeah, it's got that only built for Cuban links feel to it. Like it's good.
Right,
a bunch of the Wu-Tang guys are on it. Like it's great.
All right.
But yeah, let's talk about NBA Summer League. It's over finally. We don't have to sit here and do the pregame, halftime, postgame shows anymore. The Charlotte Hornets won their first title in franchise history.
Yeah,
they've never won a midseason tournament. They've never won anything. They finally won something.
They won something. Congratulations. On the back of
Con Knipple.
Con Knipple. Maybe Con Knipple can finally make LaMelo Ball a winner.
Perhaps.
If he can't do it,
who can?
Who can?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, they've got the Hornets won the thing. The Grizzlies, we saw them play a bunch of games. They won that last game that we didn't televise against the Clippers. They won that one going away. But we saw, I thought, some positive things in general from the Grizzlies. What to you was the most positive thing you saw coming out of Summer League for the Grizzlies?
Well, it's easy. It's Mashack. And I think there's a real they've had this two-way spot open.
Yeah.
Like, they waived Zion Pullen and signed P.J. Hall to that. So they've always, once they signed Javon Small to a two-way. So they had Javon Small, Zion Pullen, and then a two-way open because they converted Cam Spencer. So they waived Zion Pullen. They signed P.J. Hall to the two-way. So that third two-way there is still open.
Yeah.
If they were just going to put Jahmai Mashack on that two-way,
they would have done it.
They would have just done that. Now, it doesn't mean that he won't end up on that two-way, but they could have just done that at the same time they did Javon Small. I think they're having a real discussion if they're going to put him on the main roster, which means somebody would have to come off the main roster, which means there's a trade you would have to make, and there are things you can do.
Yeah.
You can do 2-for-1 and stuff. Like, I know you can trade. If you just say you combine John Conchar and Vince Williams Jr., you can bring back up to $15 million in salary.
Right.
You can bring double plus like $250,000. So it comes out to like $15 million worth of salary. I'm not saying they're going to.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's something they can do.
So the one thing is if they do that, and let's say they move a couple of guys who are 4-year veteran, 3-year veteran types, Conchar, Vince, whatever, it feels a little bit like you're doubling down on the youth thing that we saw a couple of years ago.
I don't know, because Vince is young too. So, I mean, it's really like...
Yeah.
I mean...
It's been around, though, a couple of years.
Conchar's the one who's like an older player. And
he's a spot starter.
You know what you get from Conchar.
Yeah. Like
you know what you're getting from Conchar.
Rebounds can give you other things.
Yeah. No, you know what you're getting from Conchar. But Vince, Vince hasn't really done anything here.
Yeah.
He had played one.
He had a good year, that year that everybody was hurt. 2 years ago.
The team sucked.
Yeah.
It's the same year Gigi was good for everybody,
Great,
which if you go back and look at numbers.
What did you think of Gigi's performance in Summer League?
I think the best is that he affected winning. You look at his plus minus, and he typically was a positive in there, which told me, okay, the depth on the Summer League team is the issue. It's not these guys, because they win when these guys are on the court, but you're not going to play them for 35, 40 minutes, for the full Summer League game. So, but I think the good thing was that they won when those guys were out there on the court. It's going to look, Summer League is just way different than the regular season. Like, it's going to come down, can Gigi, like, in the Summer League, Gigi got to take the most shots. Like, dude, you are not going to get to take the most shots with John Jaren out there.
Yeah.
And you're probably not even going to get to take the third most shots or the fourth most shots. Can you take 7 shots and affect winning? Like, can you do that?
There was
you
that
are
one
going
game,
to have to play a role.
I forgot which game it was, but he led the team in assists. He had
He had the game where he was sick, where he's coming off the illness, the first game back from the illness.
Game, Gigi's Vegas flu game.
I don't know, was it the Hawks or who they played?
It was the Hawks, He had the other game where he got the block shot, ran down the court. That was one of the first games.
Is that OKC or
might have been
Philly? OKC or Philly?
I think it was, because it was in. I think it was the first.
No, it was
Vegas.
Utah.
Was it in Utah?
It was
SLC.
So we played OKC, Utah, then Philly in Summer League, in the Utah Summer League, and Philly. We didn't play anybody that final game because it was the second night of the back-to-back. Yeah,
Gigi was able to do things and help out. I like seeing Gigi go to the rim. I think for Gigi, it's always the easiest thing to do for any player is to stand there and fire up 3-pointers.
Yeah.
But we saw him a lot driving to the basket, getting fouls, going to the free throw line, all that stuff. If he can play like that, I think he can find a spot. You're talking about, can he, score a lot of points? I mean, he's probably not going to be on the floor when Ja and Jaren are out there that much, right? Like, I think in a perfect world, you bring him off the bench, and he's in a lineup with Santi and whoever else ends up kind of on that second team, and maybe that's where Gigi can be one of your main scorers.
Yeah,
but I think if he wants to be in that first 5 guys, like he's got to figure out what he can do to stay on the floor.
Okay, well let's just take this real quick. Let's go ahead and let's rank guys on this team.
All right.
Where does Gigi fall in this pecking order? You have Ja, you have Jaren. Who do we go after that? When you're talking scoring, shooting the ball. Santi?
Yeah, maybe Santi. That's my thought.
Santi can do. Hey, look, I've been hard on side. Dude, Santi can average 15. What did Santi average last year?
No, when we were rolling the first half of last season, like people like he
Santi
was mentioned as potential 6 man
Yeah,
of the year.
right.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Santi
He can
is
fill it up. Yes.
Yes. Like I've given Santi crap. But like, dude, Santi, that is a real hit in the NBA draft. Santi has been really good. Yes.
Yeah.
Santi is a rotation, 8-man rotation.
I don't love him being 3 in the pecking order. I don't know about that. But right now, I don't know how you could change.
Ty Jerome?
That's what I was going to say.
KCP?
No way. I mean, you got to see it. Like, it's not like.
Well, Edie would be in here, but he's obviously going to be out.
I still wouldn't put him ahead of those guys as far as like scoring.
Well, you got to feed Edie the ball. You have to. Dude, that's just been Edie's.
Scottie Pippen Jr.?
Who would you say is 4th?
Scotty. I would say.
You would say Scotty over Ty Jerome or KCP.
Definitely over KCP.
Brandon Clark.
No way.
No, Brandon don't take enough shots.
Yeah. Scotty's going to get the shots.
I have thought about this with Brandon, though. Brandon makes $12.5 million a year, and it has been like that's a good contract to trade. But Brandon's had 2 injuries now, an Achilles and another knee injury now. Brandon is way more valuable to us than he is to other teams. Yeah. And when his contract is up in 2 years, dude, he is not getting $12.5 million again. Well, we're probably going to be able to get him for a big discount.
He's especially valuable with Edie being out too, right?
And he's great with Jaren, and they're best friends.
Yeah,
and they're best friends. Okay, so Jaren, Santi, who is 4th?
I'll say Scotty just because he's been
here. You say SPJ.
Yeah.
We're trying to find out where Gigi ranks in this.
I might go Ty Jerome.
Okay, so SPJ,
but
Ty
I think
Jerome.
that's 4-5.
Yeah,
either way, that's 4-5. Okay, so we're at 5 guys now before we have Gigi.
Do you put Jalen ahead of Gigi?
I just think you have to because Jalen's getting the minutes, right? Yeah. We don't know.
And also, Jalen affects the game defensively more than Gigi does, right?
KCP's going to play more than Gigi.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
Edie, whenever he's back.
He's going to play more than Gigi.
And, I mean, we'll see with Cedric Howard, right? Like,
that's another guy.
We don't know.
Yeah, Coward's the question mark.
Who plays more, Coward or Gigi?
Coward, because they moved up to get him in the draft. Like, they're invested
we're at 1,
in him.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at 9 guys right now. So what you're telling me is we're not really depending on Gigi that much this year.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, well, but the thing is I like that 9 that we just listed. I don't like that. Like I don't want it to be like that.
Trust this
no,
9.
like I want Gigi to be in like the top 4, right? Like that's what I hope for.
I think in a perfect world he would be.
Yes,
but he has not gotten there yet. Yeah. And we saw in summer league flashes of that, right? We saw the moments where you're like, oh wow, this is awesome. Can he do? And now it's just about being sustainable because he's
look, he's going to have his chance in training camp because Look, Jalen Wells, I know like he did not shoot the ball well at all in summer league. He had the first game, and then after that, dude, he did not shoot. Dude, he shot like 36% from the field in summer league, and 35% from 3, which is exactly what he shot last year. And I tweeted that out. And I was like, "Yo, the small forward job is going to be wide open in training camp." And so I got pushback from people. I'm like, I'm not saying Jalen's not going to be the starting small forward. I'm just saying it ain't a given because guess what we would have gone in last year? We never would have thought last year that going into the season, Jalen Wells was going to be the starting small forward for the team, and he won that job in training camp as a second-round pick. So why couldn't Cedric Howard or Gigi Jackson win that job in training camp? Well, they absolutely could.
DeMichael Cole put it out a couple weeks ago that he thinks that they want Jalen to be the starting 2 because think about it. Like, what was one of the reasons that you moved on from Desmond Bane? Obviously, you had a money issue, right? But was Ja and Dez ever going to be a championship caliber backcourt because of their size, right?
Yeah,
they're both smaller we've seen like
and not defenders.
League,
it's not like one of them's Caruso or Drew Holiday back there.
And Jalen is a big 2, so it in theory makes sense. Now same thing with with KCP, right?
Right,
You get to make the same argument.
I think so
starting
too.
two, right?
Yeah, I would think so too.
I'm just saying,
I mean, whatever. They're
interesting when he
probably
put that out there.
interchangeable. Those two guys are.
I mean, do you think Ty
KCP
Jerome
was.
definitely is coming off the bench? Is he a candidate?
Yeah,
for the 2-3?
I think he's
I
going
think
to.
so.
Man, you go.
Well, you see, yeah, you start thinking about it, and you're like, well, I don't know,
How tall is Ty Jerome?
6'5", 6,
I think that's cap.
6'4".
Yeah. He's probably 6. They list him at 6'5". I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I've seen him. He don't look 6'5". They list that's listing Desmond Bain at 6'5".
Yeah.
Desmond Bain was not 6'5".
Right.
If you stretch him out, the arms. You
Yeah,
stretch those
right.
out,
Well,
yeah.
we decompress. We taking him to Memphis Spine and Sport down the street. They've got one of those machines that'll like
It
slowly
pulls you out, yeah.
decompresses your
like
spine.
the rack they used to use in the
Yes.
medieval times.
Dude, that thing is awesome machine.
Yeah.
If you've never had your spine decompressed.
I
Pretty
do
cool.
think this is an interesting case study that you're doing here because, in theory,
Thank you for calling it a case study.
yes,
too.
well, because in theory, like this is going to be the best opportunity Gigi's ever had.
Yeah.
right. I
Also,
mean, we listed that off, and
He's also healthy.
he's also healthy, right?
Coming in last year, he missed. All of a sudden, he's
Yeah.
not able to be part of training camp, and he has to like catch up when he gets healthy in December. So
Yeah, if
maybe
he's not
now
able to grab a
Yeah.
big role with this team this year, it won't be for lack of opportunity.
Right.
He's going to have the opportunity.
And I
Yeah.
also don't think that means, say he doesn't. Say Gigi doesn't have a good, let's just say he doesn't have a good year. Say it's similar to what happened this past year. Or maybe it's a little bit better, but it's not, I don't think that means you move on from him either. Like,
Yeah.
bro, he's like really young and on a cheap contract.
He's still
Like,
the youngest guy on our
he
summer league
is
team.
really,
For sure.
really
Yeah.
young. Yes,
Yeah.
he was the youngest freaking guy on our summer league team, and it's his third year
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
league. Like that's crazy how young he is. It doesn't mean that you give up on him. Like some of these
Yeah.
guys, they're going to take. You're not going to really see what they are until they're 25 years old.
Yeah.
It may 24 years old. Like it may take time with him. But no, I just thought that was interesting. Like we talking about Gigi, and we're obviously impressed with what he did in summer league. But then you start going through the roster, and it's, well, I mean, how much are you really going to rely on him?
Well, I mean, hopefully, right? This team's only going to go as far as Jaren and Ja take us.
Ja, really. I mean,
Ja, yeah.
Jaren's been dependable. Jaren
Sure.
has been, and he's going to miss, obviously, maybe the first 2 weeks of the season, it seems
Yeah.
like. But, like, he missed the first 2 games of the season last year.
And then made every other game until he sprained his
Then
ankle.
made every other
Yeah.
game until he sprained his ankle, like, towards, the end of the season. But, like, Jaren has been, what you hope with Ja is what happened with Jaren. Jaren's first, 2-3 years in this league were injury riddled. Like, and he had the knack of Jaren Jackson Jr. is an injury-prone player.
Yeah.
It was Jaren doesn't rebound and he gets hurt. Well, fast forward now, 5 years later after that, it's, well, he's not injury-prone anymore. Still doesn't rebound,
I was gonna say, yeah.
but he's not injury-prone anymore. And you hope that all this stuff passes Ja and that the injury stuff is over with him and that
You get stronger, you get more
stronger,
experience,
you get
yeah.
older, you get
I mean,
stronger.
Steph Curry used to be injury prone.
Right, Steph Curry.
Yeah,
That's
and then
why the
he's-
Warriors had Curry on a 4-year, $44 million deal, and they were
Yeah.
able to end up getting Kevin Durant when the cap spiked. It's because Curry was on that deal because he had ankle problems leading up to that entire contract that he signed. So if Ja can play 65 games, dude, this team's going to win games. Him and
No
Jaren are out
question.
there. They're going
Circling
to win
back to
games.
Mashack,
They still get to
though,
play the East.
My takeaway on
I mean, it's just true. They still get to play the Eastern
Still good
Conference.
play.
Yeah.
And the one thing this team was last year, dude, they were good against bad teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which told you
Yeah.
they played hard. They didn't slip up against crappy
But they
teams.
were really bad against good teams.
They were really, really bad against the good teams.
The thing about Mashack, my last takeaway on this is just, and we talked about this coming out of the finals. Watching the Pacers and the Thunder, all these guys who are wing guys who, knock down threes, play defense. Like, I think Mashack, that's his ceiling, right? Is a Lou Dort type player.
Okay, so
Maybe even better offensively.
Okay, so I thought I was thinking something similar too when I first saw Mashack play.
Yeah.
Because there's the Tony Allen comps, but it's like, bro, Tony Allen was Big 12 Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Like that's the level of player Tony Allen was. TA was in college. Like he was not just a role guy in college. He won Big 12 Player of the Year.
Tony will point out that he averaged 20 a game in college. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Tony loves pointing that out.
And he'll put some barbecue sauce on it too. Put a little extra barbecue sauce on it. But so I thought the Lou Dort thing too. Dude, Lou Dort averaged like 17 a game at Arizona State and was awesome. Yeah. So it's like Mashack wasn't that at Tennessee.
What about Caruso?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the Caruso thing because, dude, I saw what did Caruso?
But to me, Caruso and Dort are sort of interchangeable. And when you think about the Thunder, right? They're both these guys who they play the wing, they play hard defense, they shoot threes, whatever SGA kind of has left over and kicks it out.
Okay, it's Caruso. Caruso averaged, the most Caruso ever averaged in college was 9.1 points per game. His junior year at Texas A&M. I remember seeing him with the South Bay Lakers in the G League.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the hell is this guy? And he was on a two-way, and it was like, I don't. He just looks like a guy. But one thing I've learned about the G League, when you look at these guys, you have to look at. You can see these guys that can score the ball. Like there's a guy we just played for the Clippers, Jordan Miller, and I said this on Chris's show. I was like, we're going to play the Clippers. I said, watch Jordan Miller. This guy can score the ball. Not a great shooter, but he can score the ball. But, like, the Clippers don't need Jordan Miller to score the ball. Like, they got guys that can score. They got James Harden. They got Kawhi Leonard. Like, they had Norman Powell. But they've got guys who can score the ball. Like, you need who are these guys in the G League that can fill roles? That's what I have learned.
Yeah,
who can play the role?
You're looking for role players.
And that's what Alex Caruso, ended up totally becoming on that Lakers title team. I think Mashack could absolutely, It's early, though. We'll see.